Hey, welcome back. So the reason you're here means that you've actually completed your 7 why deep exercise. Congratulations. What have you learned? How do you feel? Are you excited? Are you a little bit scared? Um, awesome, because that means that you are inspired for growth. And I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. You did it to yourself. So really, really congratulations. Very proud of you that you did it. And what we're going to do now is really move this forward. So you should have completed this exercise right now. If for any chance you're here in this video and you haven't done this list and you've seen that for the very first time, please go back to the first video, find the first video if you don't know how you got here, and finalize that exercise because you really do need that in order to get most value of this part of the lecture or the mini course, whatever you call it. So you have a why, and typically, if you like most of my clients, that why is there because at one point in your life, you had an obstacle that you needed to overcome and that you needed to solve, and you figured it out somehow, right? Either through training, coaching yourself, reading, watching something on YouTube, listening to somebody, but you figured it out somewhere, somehow. And most likely that means that that process was long and painful, and you probably wish that it could have been easier. But now that you figured it out, you want other people to get the same benefits, but have it much easier than you do. That is what drives most coaches, for example. But it's also what drives us in how we communicate with our friends and our colleagues and why we want to create a service and our product and all of that, right? So now we take that thought and your why, the 7th why is like, and now think through the process that you went through to solve it, okay? So, and the way we do that, you take another blank sheet of paper like this, and you build a very simple timeline, okay? So the timeline looks something like this. Not sophisticated. You may want to have a straighter line than I draw here, but that's fine, So anything goes. And so then think through, or think back to that moment in time when you were in that situation. So maybe it was that you were alone and single and you were trying to find a soulmate. Maybe you were unemployed for a while, or you jumped from job to job, right, and couldn't find your right calling. Maybe you were poor, right? So, and you wanted more money, or whatever that situation was. So you put in front of the timeline, you just put a frowny face and think through what your situation was. Yeah, right? I know. Smiling here, but back then it didn't feel that well. But since you solved it already, still go back and try to relive the pains that you had, right? Then you, on the other side of that timeline, you make a happy face, right? Happy face like that. Okay, happy face. Could it be a better happy face? Yes, you probably better draw than I. Make a happy face. And so that's your timeline, right? So once I was poor, now I'm rich, right? Once I was lonely and single, now I'm happily married with children. Once I had a miserable job, now I have a dream career, right? So once my business was struggling, now I'm thriving, right? So whatever that is, so it's very simple, and and then you write this down here, right? So write down here. For example, I was poor, right here. I was poor, right? And then here, now I am rich. Now I am rich. So whatever it is, right? So I'm just using this example right now because everybody can relate to it. I'm sure you have a different story to tell. Tell it, right? I'm just giving you examples here so that it's easy to follow. Make sense? Hope it makes sense. So then think through what really happened between here and there, right? Most likely you had some kind of process. Knowingly or unknowingly, you had some kind of process. Um, uh, yeah, maybe you figured it out by yourself. Maybe you took a course on something, yeah, a course on how to generate leads in LinkedIn with LinkedIn and Facebook, right? So that's all. So whatever it is, here, think through what the process was, and then you go there and really just make like one marker per step. Okay, one marker per step, and then think through and then write down what it was. Right. So first step was maybe assess the picture. Right. So if you didn't have money the first time you did, you assessed your financial picture. Not better than it was, not worse than it was, really as it is, right? So from there, I don't know, maybe it was credit card consolidation, right? So the third one is now you have a plan to pay off your mortgage. The first one was to find a better job, right? A more-paying job, or start your own business, or invest in the stock market, or you figured out how to make money fast with stock options, right? So, or real estate, whatever it is. And then you have like 4, 5, 6, 7 steps to your goal achievement. Okay. So this document is so special because if you want to make a change, you want to make a difference, then this is your blueprint. Why is that your blueprint? Because let's say you want to be a coach, right? Or you wanted to start a business with a specific service to help the poor, right? Or to help struggling single mothers, whatever it is, right? So so this one is your program for which you're going to charge money eventually. But before people pay you money, they want to know what's the program, what can I expect this year. This is also the outline for your opt-in offer, right? So if you want to create new clients and leads, most likely you will need an opt-in offer, and that can be like a book, like a short book. This one here is the outline. If you decide to write a book, by the way, I will show you later or in person how you can write a book in just 3 days. Right, so with technologies and services that are out there, you've like a 40, 60-page book written in 3 days. And that's a book that you use for an opt-in offer that describes your product or service. So it's that easy, 3 days. But you need this first. Without this, you will not be able to do that. Okay. It defines your target group later on, or the people that you want to target, or your ideal customer. It defines your messaging. So this will really become the basis of everything that you are doing. If it's not perfect, that's fine. That's why I'm here, right? So, or if you want to have it validated by someone who does that work and helps people to figure it out for a living every day, that's why I'm here. So then, if you want to go the next step, what I want you to do is, like, there's going to be a link here, and you follow that link, and that link does 2 things, right? So there's one link to my calendar, and you can get on my calendar right now. And I would suggest, if you're serious about it and you've done it, the moment you're done, check out my calendar right away. It typically fills up very, very fast. So when you go in there right now, there are probably just a few spots available for this week. So you may want to schedule it right now before you're done, right? So schedule it and finish the exercise before you are done, so that you're sure you have that slot. If you don't believe me, just go to that calendar link and check it out, right? So right now, and then you'll see. Once you have your appointment scheduled, you will get a questionnaire from me, which is a coaching questionnaire, where I want to know more about you so that I can prepare for it. So it's a win-win situation. So just because this free session is free doesn't mean and then I treat it lightly, right? The opposite is true. I'll do that. I work with you as if you were a paying client. The only difference is that at the end of that session, you and I will make a decision if we can work together. And um, I don't work with anybody, so just so you know. I only work with people that have a mission or why, and people that have a need to act now, like in some kind of urgency, and people that are coachable. So in this call, I try to figure that out as well. And then I will make a decision if I actually can help you, right? One option maybe is that I'm telling you, you know what, I just can't help you, but I have a colleague who might be suitable. Or, which is what happens very often, by the way, is that people leave that strategy session saying that was super helpful. I now know exactly what I need to do, and I have my roadmap. And maybe I use a coach, or maybe I use Andrew later, but for now I'm good. And if that happens, thank you, right? So I want you to be at that point. Remember, my mission is to help 1,000 people this year to find their special personal power, put it to work, make a difference, and make money with it. And I hope that's going to be you. And I hope and wish I will see you in person. In the meantime, stay amazing. Bye.